So this is a Polaroid sun camera, light management system, and it's a pretty straightforward little thing. Looks like this, really cool, and you flip up. Don't have to press anything, unless I don't think so. I'm probably ruining it. Flip this up with the flash here, and then to put your film in, you don't do that, because that's what you shoot your pictures with. You take this little thing down here, and so I decided to get one of these, and I was looking on the internet, YouTube particularly, and it's like everybody who talks about these things is like millennial, and you know, for them it's kind of a cool nostalgia thing, and I've got a lot of information from them and all that, but I'm like a 60-year-old guy who remembers when these cameras were around, and I always used a Kodak Instamatic, so I actually never really had a Polaroid, but my brother's-in-laws had a SX70 or something like this at the very least, and because we have a lot of those pictures that have that very distinct Polaroid thing. Anyway, so I went in here and I kind of cleaned these rollers, and you can see all these other videos with people telling you how to do that, and I cleaned them with soapy warm water with Q-tips, or what they call cotton swabs. I actually got the actual Q-tip brand. Okay, boomer, right? Yeah. So anyway, but it's a beautiful sunny day out. I just got this in the mail the other day, and I think I paid $18. Yeah, $18 plus $10 to ship it from someone. So anyway, I got a roll of roll. It's not a roll. It's a pack of Polaroid 600 color film. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load it, and then I'm going to go outside and I'm going to try and shoot something. So we'll see photographically. Okay, so I'll edit this later. So for now, let me just put the camera down here, and let me reach behind here into what I'm calling my pie safe, but it's not a pie safe. This is, I got this on, you can get it now. It's like $19.95 for an 8-picture pack, but it is Polaroid color 600 film. I think this used to be, now it's just Polaroid.com. I think it used to be from a company called Polaroid Originals, but anyway, that's what it is. So let's open this up and see what we got here. And in the film, and okay, and then there's then it's inside of a pack here. Oh, there's some instructions. I should probably. Every time you take a Polaroid photo, you put hundreds of chemicals into action, so it can take. Yeah, that kind of scares me too. I mean, it's like, what's the best way to clean these rollers, you know? And it's like, should I be touching them or whatever? What is this? You know, no one really talks about the chemical nightmare that this sort of stuff is. Oh, so I think you have to. Open this up. Forgive me, I was born in the 20th century. I'm a boomer, okay, I get it. Jeez. Oh, now I'm going to tear the instructions. This is the stupidest way to make instructions. What a stupid. This doesn't work. It doesn't open right, and I'm not going to know. And the most important part, right? And then it's going to be, and do not forget that, where I tore it. I don't know. Oh, man. Okay. Instructions to load film. Okay, I know how to do that. Caution. This film uses a battery. Okay. Keep it cool. All right, it was cool. Love your camera, clean your rotors. Let there be more light. It'll turn out better. Cover up. Shield it. Don't shake it. Your fresh Polaroid photo will, this is the important part, will appear blank at first and will be sensitive to light movement as it starts developing. Color photos should be shielded from light for the first 6 minutes. We used to love watching them develop in our hands. This was different Polaroid film maybe, but 1 minute for black and white. Okay. Also, resist the temptation to shake it, no matter how cool the song makes it sound. Film sheet. I don't know that song. See, this is why millennials have to do this video, because I don't get any of their references. Okay. Although maybe that's from the Polaroid song, or maybe there was a Shake Your Polaroid song, but I don't know it. Film shields are fitted to both refurbish and new. Wait, I don't. Okay, all right. So 6 minutes. That's what I was looking for in these instructions. How long do I hold it for? Okay, I'm scared of this because I do think it's probably really toxic. It's probably gonna smell too. All right. That's not a. Wow, it is kind of cool. I have not ever used Polaroid, even the original 600 film. Okay, so I don't know if I pull this thing off or not. Do I? No, this thing, no, I think that's the tab to pull it out of the camera, otherwise I'll never be able to get it out of there. Okay, hold on a minute. See, isn't it funny when boomers do stuff? Because we're just so ridiculous, you know? And, in our references. Now, of course, you don't get our references at all. All right, so I think I put it. This film loves light. Shoot light somewhere. Insert this side up. Okay, so there's instructions on that. Okay, I've never done this before. Now, I will know if this is going to work somewhat if after I do this. Ah, it's doing it. The dark slide came off. Oh, wow. I am so excited. So this is the thing that keeps light from getting to the camera. I probably shouldn't have done this in the light right here. So I've probably, I don't know. But all right, so this is kind of cool. So now what I need to do is, and I'm getting a little green light on there, which means my flash is ready. I haven't looked at this, but I think what you do is you press, I don't know. Should I waste a film? Because it's like, it's $2 a picture. No, it's more than $2 a picture because it's $20 for the film. And then, and there's 8 in there. So if there was 10, it would be $2, right? So it's a little over $2. So anyway, so should I, am I going to waste this? No, because it's so beautiful outside. Let me take a picture outside. And maybe I'll bring this tripod with me and look. There's no way I can look strange to the neighbors. I already look strange to the neighbors. I can just look stranger to the neighbors. Okay, they're all millennials too. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Why are I not able to stop this? That's really weird. I've got a camera that will go of itself. Okay, so I'm back out here. You can't see me now, so I've got this aimed at that tree is significant to our family because that was planted when my kids were born. So you can't. Let me walk in front of this and see if I can do this here. So I'm going to take a picture here, looking through the viewfinder of this, and then let's. Oh wait, you know what? Let me take a picture of the house instead because that way. You'll be able to see the film come out. And there's some. Wow. And it came out. Okay, so you have to get it out of the light. Okay, so hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I'm back in the house. What I do is I put the film underneath. I hid a little dark thing for it out of a paper plate and a paper bowl. So my apologies to millennials. I if it wasn't for you guys, let me tell you the truth. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have the interest and the coolness of the resurgence in these analog things. And by the way, I play LPs every now and then. I mean, I mostly stream my music like everybody else does. But I use CDs every now and then. And I, you know, But I'm just saying that the millennials and others and younger people, the Gen Xers, have brought back a lot of these things, these more authentic experiences, and I think it's great because it gives me a chance now to relive my youth. In '74, when these instant films started coming out, correct me if I'm wrong, it could have been 70, 71, 72, I can't remember exactly. But when the SX70 came out with the instant film, and then later the 600 Polaroid series, multitudes of those cameras, I was like around 13. So what we call the hip formative years, of course. And I actually probably could have gotten an SX70 at the time if I wanted, because my bar mitzvah was around that time. Which, by the way, why am I doing this? I'm waiting for 6 minutes, and rather than cut the film, I thought you might be interested in old people's lives. But anyway, you're going to see this in the same time I see it. By the way, I've never shot one of these. This is the first time this camera has ever been used. First time I ever opened and loaded the film pack. First time I ever destroyed a instruction sheet. This is probably where all the danger things are in here. I should really look at this. So I don't know what the hell's in it. I don't know. I made it to 60 touching SX70 film when I was younger, so I'm sure it's not really a problem. But anyway, so I want to do this in real time for some strange reason. I mean, even though it's not 100% real time, because there's the cut and loading the film, the cut and going outside and doing it. But I mean, since I've come back, this is in here. And by the way, look, isn't that cool? I have an analog. It's not just an analog dial. It is a wind-up watch. It's from the 70s, and it has a spring wind-up manual movement, not the automatic movement where, you know, just by moving this it keeps winding. I have to wind this thing every day at least in order for it to work. But anyway, I like that sort of stuff. So you know, again, I'm really interested in this kind of stuff. Anything that's old, you know, or contemporary to me. Again, let's kind of take a look at what we've got here. I've got 7 more shots, and believe me, if this works and if it looks halfway deep, oh, all right. One thing I didn't notice, you'll see it on the other films, is I didn't do anything. I left the dark light sort of thing in neutral. So if the picture comes out really, really dark, I'll know that it's somewhat underexposed, and I'm going to have to, even though that's at normal exposure, because maybe the light meter is dirty or whatever, I didn't even clean that. My rollers seemed really hopelessly messed up. I don't think my little washing with that happened or anything like that. But anyway, so I don't even know what I was thinking of, but so yeah, I am a little bit worried about what the picture is going to come out like because of the rollers and things like that. But anyway, on my analog watch, in looking at my analog picture from a very analog, antiquated, crotchety old person, get out of my yard! I was kidding, but I don't think anybody heard that. Okay. That's the typical, right? The boomer, you know, version of that. So anyway, boy, this must be really interesting to watch. You know, I will say this about the millennial videos and the hip videos. They're so much better than this one. But anyway, how's my hair look? Okay. These are 2 years of homemade haircuts. So that's what you got. Not been to a barber since. And all right, so how we're doing now? My watch says that we have 6 minutes already, but I mean, I think it's wrong to use your iPhone stopwatch to time an analog film. This may actually be the most interesting part of the film. You use an analog wind-up watch to time your Polaroids, the way we did it back in the day. Now, I've heard that you can't leave it in, too long. I could leave it in the dark for 2 days and I think it would still be fine. But I am kind of anxious to look at this, and I'd like you to see this. So let me close up the camera, knowing that I have 7 more shots in there and that I will use much more judiciously. And actually, this was good that I didn't mess with the exposure because I left it neutral. So if this picture comes out in good sunlight, and it was really nice sunlight out there, and the sun was this way from where I was shooting there. So, all right, let's see this toxic nightmare called film. All right, so this is the back of it. Oh. Okay, yeah, because I shut my door. All right, I don't know, maybe it'll get a little bit better, but it's pretty weak. So I'm saying that I might want to, like, really set my exposure as f2 to do a little bit more. But I don't know, maybe... And you can tell there's something going on with the rollers, because if look at the bottom on there. And I don't think I'll ever get those rollers clean. But you know what? I've got an SX70 that just came today. And I'm letting that kind of... anytime I get anything in the mail these days, I just kind of let it rest for a day. And then I'll open it and see if that's good. But yeah, these rollers were kind of messed up. But that's... I don't know. You know, I mean, the color is horrible. But, again, I didn't clean the lens. Let's see if there's anything on this that, I mean, I was maybe too close to it, too. I didn't really think of focus. I think this is fixed focus, if I'm not mistaken. But, anyway, so that's it. That's the Boomer's first Polaroid shot, actually, ever. Because I don't think I ever did a Polaroid, unless somebody handed me their SX70 at one of my... at an event at my brother's house when they had the SX. I might take this picture. I might have done that. But let me just say this. I don't remember it. But I think I would, because this was thrilling. It really was. Does this stink? I don't know if it... I'm really sensitive to chemicals and smells and stuff like that. So anyway, let's lay them face down. See what happens. I think this video will be fun to watch, though. But this is the Polaroid. Now, the other thing about 600 cameras, the Polaroid One Step, which I think was the early version of the 600, that was really cool because James Garner did that video with Marriott Hartley. And for a while, you started thinking, is James Garner and Marriott Hartley married? Because like some of the commercials, look at them on YouTube, they're in the same house, and they're talking about Christmas gifts, but they weren't married. But they just did this incredible thing. James Garner from the Rockford Files, another Boomer show. If you're going to get into this analog stuff, get into the analog TV then too. Watch the Rockford Files. Watch Columbo if you're not already doing it. Watch All in the Family. Watch the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Watch Lou Grant, for goodness sake. My full-time position as a lecturer is... actually, it's not a full-time position as a lecturer, but I have a PhD in American history, and my dissertation, I'm not kidding, was a cultural history of Leave It to Beaver, and that's why I'm so gainfully employed and famous in the field of history. Yeah, not. But, oh, that was kind of a non-boomerism there that I used. Not. Although we adopted, right, we co-opt, the younger culture when we want to seem cool, but we're not. Anyway, let me put this down. I've got 7 more shots left. Watch. Try to find a show. Sometimes you can find it on YouTube. Frank's Place. My master's thesis was on WKRP in Cincinnati. Excellent show. There's a lot of good shows from the 70s. You really need to be looking at those as well. And so anyway, watch the Dick Van Dyke Show. That's from the 60s, but that goes without saying. All right, thank you. And again, no offense. I was just kidding the millennials. My niece and nephew are millennials, and My kids were born at the turn of the century, and so you know, I love 'em. I love you all. You know, really, I do. It's and you help because you bring this stuff back. Because if it wasn't for you, people my age, oh, you got a Polaroid? Okay, big deal. You know, but you guys are keeping it alive. Get yourself an analog watch. Wind up, not automatic. Wind up. It's not a manual watch unless you manually got to turn it. Okay. All right. I mean, it is kind of because it doesn't have a battery, but still. Yeah, all right. I just don't want to say goodbye. I'm having so much fun here. Okay. Just as a little addendum here, told you I couldn't go away. This is the first shot, and again, looking at it, you know, it's not real much definition. You can tell that there's something wrong with the rollers because of the look at the bottom of the film. But I mean, first one, you know, not really thinking of it. The next one here, actually, wow, this is actually maturing nicely. And what I did is I totally overexposed this, and this has gotten much more the nuances of how crappy the door of my house is, and all the problems with the what salt, Michigan salt, has done to my porch. So wow, it's actually matured quite a bit. So and that's with it all the way to the lighten position. It's even captured the sort of mottled nature. It's probably, I think I need to be halfway between that. But also, one of the things I noticed is that actually the sun wasn't really falling on that. So what I did was I took 2 more pictures. This one, the first one actually, and this was more into the sun. This one right here is with the exposure set get way too overexposed, and I was going into the sun. So I'm going to be really interested to see what that final picture, which actually this was the 4th picture, the final one that I'm going to show you, and I have not seen it yet. But let's see, and let's see how this matures here. Okay. So this is at this one here. You can see you can see a much better element of contrast in there, can't you? I think this picture might mature as it stays out a little bit as well, as it fixes. I should leave all of these face down for a day in something. But now this one was with just the exposure at neutral. So exposure at neutral. That was exposure at neutral of the door. Real overexposed, high exposed. But again, as this one's going on, I'm actually trying to see it. So probably the light meter in my thing is either not working or it's dirty, the receptor or whatever is dirty. And then what I think is almost the best one now, at least for, look, it does have some contrast in it, and yeah, it's interesting. Much more detail in the door. I think this is my best shot so far. So, but this was the one that was shot on the overexposure here. So, all right, really cool stuff.